I think narrow gauge is more fiddly to deal with than the double O system.
Yes.
Especially trying to keep it on the rails. The wheels are so small.
Yeah. Very difficult.
Is the blue one a kit?
The blue one, yes. The blue one's a kit. Kit. That one's a kit. These are all kits. That's a kit. That's a kit.
Oh.
That's the vertical boiler with the Kato motor. That'd be about £40. I think those are a bit more expensive. They're about 45. Yes, you've got to make them up. And then these wagons, those cost me, the three of them cost me 10 quid in total.
I've seen kits like this about like £40 to £50 or more. Some of them.
Yeah. If you go,
the metal kits as well, you have to put together.
The back switch kits, yeah, which is expensive. These are all digital printing. And frankly, I would say that it's much better to go for the digital printing. It's far cheaper, and you get nice models. Because you don't actually want them looking brilliantly pristine, because the trouble is, if they look pristine, they're not in keeping. I mean, if you look, I mean, you look at that. You'd never see that on a narrow gauge railway in the old days.
No, not very often, no.
Whereas you would see all of these. And then equally on the carriages, you wouldn't see that. But that's what Pico have done, because the Fastidio have made those carriages especially for the American market.
I was just thinking of the Welsh narrow gauge railway actually when I saw that.
Yeah, and that's the problem. They've come up with that. The Americans love it, but the reality is that isn't what they would have been travelling in. What they probably would have been travelling in many instances, would have been that. And as you can see, there's room for passengers in there. So that's the sort of thing that would have happened in the old days. And that's much more in keeping with reality. Or, well, I've got another. One of the other. Oh, here we go. This is probably another of the more realistic ones.
Yeah. Where are you going to take me now?
Look in here. That is what yours. That's what the carriage would have probably looked like. Very basic.
Yeah.
So, well, again, like that. Because most of these.
I like the wood texture on that.
Sorry?
I like the wood effects on that.
Yes. I mean, that's what most of the narrow gauge things really would have been like. But unfortunately, Pico and everybody else are looking at the American market. So if they go on the Pescanero Railway and, oh, I like that. If you can have something like the Baldwin, or Lynn, or one or two of the others that they've got, and then the appropriate wagons and carriages, the Americans will think nothing of spending 500 quid. You know, it's not the sort of thing that those railways would have done in the old days.
Well, I'm not sure how old the Welsh narrow gauge railway is, but I know it's quite old.
The Welsh? Festiniog,
it got closed and then it's reopened again.
The Tadworth was the Tadworth never actually closed. They just the volunteers took it over. The Festiniog never actually closed, but again got the Welsh Highland actually went. Vale of Rydal, fortunately, it was saved with nationalisation of tourism. Corris disappeared. That's just been rebuilt. And of course now, I mean, you look on the Welsh Highland, there they've got these massive trains, the fairlies, which again the tourists love, but it's not what would have been used in the old days. What they would have used would have been something like that engine. Well, actually, probably to get the Scarberry and the Vega, that it would have looked like those engines. Only a lot more battered.
There was Scar Low, and there was twins in the Thomas series.
Yes, there was.
What's the he was the troublemaker, wasn't he? What's his name?
Genius, yes.
Yeah, the orange one. Yeah. And those two were twins. There was two of them.
Yeah. And in fact, Pico are now bringing out Prince and Princess, but again, they're going to be about £200.
Bit out of my price range.
Yes.
Probably for a lot of people too.
A lot of people wear. I mean, I should probably buy them just to sort of have them. But thing is, for day-to-day working, I mean, for me, as I say, 50 quid. And actually, they're more in keeping with the sort of situation, because that's what most of the narrow gauge engines will look like. A little bit battered.
Well, I mean, even though they look a bit battered, I think it gives them major effect, really.
Yes.
And there is wagons like that with the Festiniog, little slate wagon. They used to carry slate.
Yes.
Yeah. Before it was converted into a public railway. But yeah, they had wagons like that.
Well, the Festiniog, the Corris, the Tadworth, the Vale of Rydal, all of those originally were carrying slate. So.
Did you actually buy and sell them?
Right?
You buy and sell?
No, I just make them myself. There's a whole group of us. One of the chaps has got a digital printer, so he'll get hold of plans and he'll then play around with it, and then he'll say, right, who wants? And so, well, they'll make, say, 50. If he gets orders, they'll make 50, and then he splits the total cost between all of us.
Good idea.
Which is what keeps the cost down.
Yeah.